that led to the Rihanna record, which was my first major placement because I made a
Hold
song.
Hold on. You have a record with Rihanna?
Yeah, my first song placement ever was with Rihanna. Sorry, the squeakiness in the room. I apologize to everybody listening. But yeah, the Rihanna record.
Talk about that, man. Talk about that.
Yeah, we did a song called Them Haters. Melanie Fiona, she came through. Back in the days, I used to sing at this place called the Avocado Supper Club. Drake got me my first gig in the city as a singer.
You know what you do to me. All right. Not a game, girl. Please do not play with me. Don't play with me. Yeah. Hey, you got what I like. It's so tight. It's so new to me. If you by my side, don't you lie. Keep it true with me. You know what I like. Yeah. I think you my type. Yeah. Enough with the talking. Come with me. I do you right. Yeah. You got that. What I'm thinking, I just might. Yeah. You got that. What I'm thinking, I just might. Yeah. You know what you do to me. Don't make a fool of me. Show me that you different, girl. Just keep it true with me. You know what
I like. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Alexander podcast. And today I got a special guest in the building. I got the man, the myth, the legend, Aion Clarke, aka Voice Alexander. What's good, bro? What's up?
Good. Peace, world. One love. Thanks for having me, my brother.
Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to come on and join me, man, because, you know what I mean? A man of your stature, you know, I know you're busy and you got things going on, you know?
Always, man. Always doing business. Always trying to get to the bag, but always making time for those amazing interactions. You learn a lot, you give a lot of understanding, a lot of knowledge, and man, I appreciate being on the podcast.
Thank you again, man. Thank you again. You know what I mean? And
yeah, bro.
Yeah.
I know you from way back too, like from the time when we were in the studios and you know, I don't know if you used to come out to any of the sessions or whatnot.
Yeah, I was there a couple of sessions back in the day. You know, Christian John used to, you know, bring me through, and then, you know, I used to see how you guys work and get the projects put together and whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's my writing partner, CJ, man, Christian John.
Pure magic, man. Pure magic. You know
even from way back.
And yo, I'm not even gonna lie.
Songwriter.
I'm not even gonna lie. I seen you on the live a couple of weeks ago, or maybe a couple of days ago. You guys were making some fire on there on the Instagram live.
Yeah, we was cooking up. Man.
You don't.
We usually do, you know.
Yeah, trust me. The vibe is always magical when you guys get together, man. I can't even front.
Nah, man, it is. We just have an open energy for the melodies and for the just the rhythms and the cipher, and just always he might drop a line and I'm like, damn, that's fire, and I just try to come with something, you know what I mean, on that level or higher, and we try to just build off of each other.
I hear that.
The genuine joy for and the love of the music is and being able to like drive down the street and just play it in your whip and get that visual feeling as well, you know.
That's the best feeling, man. He I can't lie, he's a man I learned a lot from when it comes to, you know, like melodies and how to put songs together and just enjoying the vibe while you're in the studio.
No,
you know I mean?
So much.
Yeah,
he's a river of songs. Yeah. Incredible writer.
But on a side note, let the people know your background and where you're from exactly.
Man, where I'm from? Man, from I'm Aion Clarke, aka or PKA Voice, professionally known as Voice. I'm from Toronto, Canada. And I grew up and I think I came through. My mother would tell it. She's from Tobago, as she would tell it. We started off in Jungle, and then we moved to Jane and Finch, and then from there, at about the age 8, we moved to Scarborough. Okay. But it's not about. I was never outside in any of those areas. You know, I was more of a church musician, so we had to go to church every Sunday. You know, every Wednesday Bible study and all that good stuff, and that's where I learned how to play the drums, sing, and it was kind of my escape from, like, you know, the strict vibe of church. You could jump up on the drums, you could sing, and it's a little more fun, and enjoyable.
That actually leads into my next question. So, you going to church every Sunday, is that the place where you fell in love with music?
Absolutely. absolutely. At a very young age.
Okay.
I mean, I started singing. I wanted to sing. My parents said that I wanted to sing at the age of 3. I wanted to do a solo. I wanted to grab the mic. You know what I mean? And I
Oh,
started
wow.
singing.
So
Yeah.
is there any unreleased footage of you ever getting up there to do your solo in front
Oh
of the whole
man,
church?
as a kid, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Because I did do a lot of talent competitions in the church because I was a part of the Church of God. So the Church of God is like a historical whole section of churches from Canada all the way down to the U.S. and the south of the U.S. And it's been around since right after slavery or around slavery days.
Oh,
So
wow.
they have programs that develop all of these great musicians that you hear about, like Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye, all the best singers. They came out of the Church of God. So I came up under the same section of Black churches.
Okay.
That gospel and that gospel and that vibe, that being able to play music off of ear is
Right.
something that you learn is different than you know what I mean? The incredible classically trained people that are amazing. But this is something different.
So in your opinion, do you find that's a better way to kind of get in tune with music is when you come from a church rather than, how do I say it? Like,
Do I think it's better?
yeah.
No, I think both. I think you should have both. I think you should
Right.
have both abilities. It's one of the abilities to create, and it's one of the abilities to exercise music.
Right.
But you got to exercise both disciplines, I think.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Who were
So,
who were your inspirations in music?
my inspirations in music, man, that's a great question, brother. Um, Marvin Gaye for sure.
Okay.
Al Green, Bob Marley, Frank Sinatra, Louis Armstrong. Inventors, people that, you know, even Chris Martin from Coldplay. That's one of my favorite singers.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh,
Chris Martin
okay.
from Coldplay. I'm a very eclectic. I just like creative singers. So like Bjork, for example,
And
she's extremely creative. Her stuff's crazy. It's fire.
so
You know?
when it comes to you making music, do you ever, because you know those are your inspirations, right? So how can I say this? Do you ever find yourself using techniques that they use when you want to create?
Uh, most definitely. Well, of late, more so than before. Before, yes, you know, everything that I do is from someone else.
Right.
Every line I've ever done, I'm like, that's my Brian McKnight. That's my you know what I mean? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
whoever, whatever name it is that I'm feeling at that particular time. But I'm just that's why I think that's why I got the name Voice. I was able to do and conjure up different voices, and
I'm
I'm
not.
still kind of able to do it.
I'm not gonna lie. Be seeing you on your IG on the lives, hitting certain notes and melodies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could sing, man. Cause yo, trust me.
Yeah,
I
brother.
mean,
Yeah, man. It's a blessing to be able to do that, to sing. The thing that kind of makes it a little it's always a doozy. There's always two sides to every coin. I would say the music business in general is just it can take away a little bit of that creativity, because you can either get too generic or you can either like just get caught up in business and then you just lose your drive and like in your creative side you become a different person, right? You got to be, when you're a creative person, that's who you got to be. Like it's got to be a lifestyle, right?
So if you can talk about it, I want to ask, what are the pros and cons of the music business people should know about?
Pros and cons. That's broad, but like in terms of like,
well, through your experience.
Pros, from my experience, the pros is like the experiences you gain, the affirmation that you get from achieving things.
Right.
Those are the pros, and what you learn. There's tools that you can bring back to the studio.
Okay.
That's all that matters. What you can do, what's better in your game and your songwriting game to make the best song ever. You know, that's my goal personally. Like, I don't think you should go in the studio and not try to make an amazing song or whatever it is he's trying to do, just up the level to the max.
The best song possible.
Yeah, 100%.
Take me back. Oh no, sorry, my bad. Continue.
The cons, the cons now is understanding people. You got to know how to understand people and how the business works, and understand the language of your contracts. Don't just want to be in the mix, because I know when you're young, you just want to be in the mix. Don't just want to be in the mix and overlook the little negotiations. Whatever you are worth, it should be reflected in the numbers. If it's not, you're gonna have to respectfully decline. You can't just keep going along, like, you know what I mean? Right. That's a lot of people's downfall. You just keep going along. And then they look back, and your royalties are short, you're not getting paid properly, things like that. So those are the pitfalls.
If I may ask, have you ever gone through any of those situations where you kind of had to step back and say, yo, this doesn't look too good? Or
actually today I had a song deal that was offered to me for one of my songs. An artist wanted to use one of my songs that I wrote and produced, and the deal wasn't favorable for me, because they had mentioned that I'd be getting the full copyright, 100% copyright. That's great, but what they don't mention is the other things that are actually dictate the income of the record, and that they're giving you only 15% of those things, and they're only giving you 10 and 15% and 20% of your own work, based on promises in the future that have no proof for any paperwork.
So continue.
So if you're jumpy, you jump at it and you just say, go ahead with it and everything, and you go ahead with it, and then years later the song goes platinum, or it ends up in a movie, and you're like, yo, I'm rich. Where's my money? Excuse me. And they're like, nah, man, this is what you signed. Look.
And you know what's crazy? Especially like a lot of people from the Black community, I find that because coming up in the game, they don't start with anything. So they usually jump at the first opportunity to get out of their situation that they're currently in. And then I find years later, a lot of them get upset because when they are established, they have a couple of hit songs. They look at their checks and be like, yo, this is crazy. I should be making 3, 4, 5 times more than what I'm supposed to be. But it's like they forgot that at the start, you jumped at the situation to better yourself and you didn't think long term.
You didn't negotiate.
Yeah.
But it's hard because the higher ups don't want to negotiate. They'll send you the contract, you'll bring it to your lawyer, and you'll spend money, and you'll make your changes, send it back, and then the label will just send back the exact same contract.
That's crazy.
Then you'll call the plug and be like, yo, what's going on? The plug will be like, yo, just stay calm. Like, what do you mean stay calm?
That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
That's the experience I've been. These are the things, I'm not naming any names.
Yeah. I don't want you to name any names,
Yeah, I don't want to name names.
Yeah. Okay.
Certain names, like in negative stuff. I don't want to, not saying I don't want to name names. It's just nothing in the negative light.
Yeah. Trust me. You always got to stay positive through any situation.
No, most definitely.
Right. Take me back to how it was in Toronto for a musician trying to get signed in the early 2000s.
The early 2000s? I mean, it wasn't like how things are now in terms of like accessibility and just being in the know where the studios are. Nothing like that. You'd have to know someone who knows someone in those times, right? So like I said, I grew up in the church around a lot of great musicians. It's like a breeding ground for musicians. So vicariously through that, I ended up at Maestro Fresh West studio, Maestro Fresh West. Speaking of naming names, I'm going to name a name, Keisha Wint. She's a great singer from the Toronto area, gospel singer.
Okay.
She happened to be my choir director growing up as a child, in church. And now she's a great singer, but she's friends with Maestro Fresh West. So back in the day, let's say early 2000s, she brought me over to the or like late 99, he brought me to his studio. And that was the first time I've been to the studio, and I was like, yo, this is sick,
Right.
Awesome. But further than that, even in high school, I managed to like finesse my class to be working with Peter Cardinelli. He's the guy that made up the bass line for Rick James' Super Freak. He's a producer, the major producer. I managed to hit him up because I just always had that gift of gab, and he allowed me to come in and intern during high school. So I remember in class, I'm in the studio at Phase 1 on Kennedy with Anne Murray, the famous singer Anne Murray. She's recording. I'm like falling asleep. She's recording a jazz album. I'm like falling asleep and stuff in high school. So music is something I pursue, and I have an interest in, and I love. So I think my energy is the ultimate energy of like a Toronto musician. You go based off of the love of the music and the art, and then whatever comes with it, just make sure you negotiate your numbers right. That's it.
Okay, leading into my next question. You've had a name in the city for a long time. So if you can speak on it, who have you worked with and who have you written songs for?
In the city or abroad?
In the city and abroad.
Okay. In the city, I think I started, the first artist I was writing with was Promise the Apostle. He's a Christian rapper. To me, one of the best rappers ever in Toronto history. He introduced me to a gentleman named Drake. Drake and I started working for a few years. During that time, me and Drake worked. It was Boy Wonder as well. So like at the beginning of when they first started working, we were all working together. Glenn Lewis came through that same studio. So that I'm giving you the whole
give me the
frame
whole
of what happened.
Yeah,
so at that same time, Glenn Lewis pulled up, and when we did a record for him, Melanie Durant, she pulled up to my house, and we chilled, and then we made a song in like 2 seconds.
Real
Melanie
Toronto
Fiona,
history right now.
You know, Melanie Fiona, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Melanie Fiona, you know, and that led to the Rihanna record, which was my first major placement because I made a song.
Hold on. You have a record with Rihanna?
Yeah, my first song placement ever was with Rihanna. Sorry, the squeakiness in the room. I apologize to everybody listening. But yeah, the Rihanna record.
Talk about that, man. Talk about that.
Yeah, we did a song called Them Haters. Melanie Fiona, she came through. Back in the days, I used to sing at this place called the Avocado Supper Club. Drake got me my first gig in the city as a singer.
Jeez.
We were in a group together called the Renaissance, and we used to sing. So I would do the Al Green, and D-Tam would play the keys. And one day, this beautiful lady came in, American lady. She was like one of the baddest chicks I ever seen. She said, "Can I bring my artist in next week?" I said, "Whatever you want." So the next week, she came through with this beautiful young singer named Melanie Fiona, or Symphony at the time. Symphony came through. I was like, "Yo, can I sing one?" I'm like, "Come on, man." You know, and I told you I grew up in the church, so we collaborate. Come in. Everybody come on in, you know? And we ended up singing. So they liked my songwriting. So was kind of developing me and trying to bring me up to the industry. What were you asking? Sorry, one more time.
How did the Rihanna record get put together?
Yeah, so Melanie Fiona, now we go to LA. It's my first time ever in LA. Brought me out there. They let me out there, and we wrote this song for Melanie Fiona called Them Haters. It was produced by Mike City. And the record got heard by Ellie Reed. And at the time Rihanna was working on her album, they thought the song was perfect for her, and they cut the record on Rihanna. Yeah.
So was this off Rihanna's, her debut album?
Her sophomore album. This is off of her sophomore album. Yeah, brother.
Okay.
So this I felt like I feel like when I look back at that, I'm like, yo, that's actually like a historical thing what I did there still.
Of course.
Yeah, it was never noted. Like it was never really, that's the thing about my career. Like everything's kind of more underground, but I know what I represent, and I know that I don't just represent myself when I do things, you know?
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I hope one day like I could just at least get my credit so I can get paid all my money for all my records that's out there.
So you're trying to say everything didn't go as planned with a situation as big as that?
Well, here's the thing. Even if everything does go as planned, let's say everything does go as planned and everything, the money's there, you still got to go collect it from these companies without them trying to finesse you. That's also part of it.
So you got to go and see them face to face. It's not like,
no, like you sign up your stuff, but you don't know how they're crunching all your numbers, right? Unless you do an audit.
Oh, wow.
You don't know. So you could be making 3 million, but they're telling you you're only making 250,000. Right? You don't know unless you audit them. So you got numbers, things going looking crazy in your statements. You're like, how does like this, and then now it's like this, and then it's like this, and then
wow, yo.
It's real stuff, and then, you know, that's what I'm here for. Like, really, that's what I'm here for. Just talk the real stuff, and not to like.
Yeah, that's why I'm just letting you.
I'm at the point where I'm just kind of in the gray area. I made it to a level where I have big names under my belt. Not to say I was in the same room with Rihanna when that went down, but I was in the same room with Diddy. I was on Making the Band 4. You know.
Hold on, that was gonna be my next question. You know, it's like you're reading my mind right now.
You know what I mean?
Yo, hold on. I'm not gonna lie. Making the Band, I was a huge fan of that show back in the day. You know,
I'm just thinking about it.
I was a huge fan of Making the Band back in the day. I remember I used to sit in front of my TV and watch that show religiously.
Yes,
you know
brother.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the seasons from the band to Danity Kane. You know what I'm saying?
I did a song for them.
Whoa. Yeah. What's up? Hold on. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen. Let's talk about that. I saw you appeared on a couple of episodes with someone by the name of P. Diddy and Brian Michael Cox.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for those who don't know who Brian Michael Cox is, I think he's also a singer and a songwriter. And
yes, he is.
You see him with Jermaine Dupri all the time. And Yeah. So how was it? And I remember seeing you on an episode with Day 26 and Danity Kane. So how did that come together? And what was it like back then? Like, what was the vibe?
You know what? It was more from my angle. It was like I got signed and I flew out to LA and I was working in Will Smith's studio, and then we moved to Atlanta. Everything was just happening so quick, right?
Jeez.
And somewhere in around the fall, Brian approached me with a CD from Mario Winans. He was saying, Puff's working on his new show. We need a single for the guy group. So I just went in my Puff bag. I'm like, yo, guy group 112. It should be reminiscent of 112. It's the Bad Boy brand. This is why I fell in love. This is why we all fell in love with Bad Boys, that R&B.
Of course.
Smooth sound. So I heard there was about 4 or 5 beats. They were all very, very unique because Mario Winans, you really got to crack the code with his beats. Beats ain't regular. You know what I'm saying? They're advanced. So that beat got me going. I just understood it and I just followed it with my pen and I just tried to channel that Bad Boy energy. And in 20 minutes, bomb.
Listen.
That got me going.
Let them know, because I'm not going to front. I was a fan of Day 26 and that whole first album was unbelievable. And let them know that got me going was the lead single.
Yeah, it was the lead single and it charted on the Billboard. I believe it was on the R&B charts and it was 27, number 27.
Willie on the pre-hooks, Brian on the second verse. All right. Done.
1, 2, ready.
Come give me what you got for me. I wanna see what I wanna see. I've been waiting way too long. I wanna see. I've been waiting way too long. Losing my cool. You know what to say, and you know just what to do. Come give me what you got for me. I want it. I've been waiting way too long.
Perfect. Come on up.
So, to me, major achievement. Like, it was major affirmation, brother. Forget about the achievement. Affirmation that I know that I can write and I know I have the ability to make hit records. I'm not talking foolishness.
Yeah, trust me, bro.
You know what I mean?
Trust me. I remember, man. I remember, like I said at the start, I remember seeing you on that episode. You guys were cooking up in the studio and you came up with that track, Got Me Going, which was the lead single. I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you still remember the lyrics,
there's no other love There's nobody else I'm thinking of. Only you, baby, you're special. How could I ever forget you and let the moment slip away? We've been here for a while, but I just want to take you away. You got me doing things I'd never do. I can't stop dreaming and dreaming. Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie. I know the whole song too, but I would jump in, but I can't sing, so I just let you do your thing, you know what I mean? That whole first Day 26 album was fire, you know.
Yeah, man. We
Yeah,
did
that
Are We in
was
This Together?
that's one of my favorite songs
Like
off
the
that
Feeling.
album too.
Shout out to CJ. So Good, Day 26.
Yep.
Um,
I'm the Reason. That was a big track off that album too, underrated. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But and so also talk about Danity Kane too. How did you?
Yeah, man.
What songs did you write
I was
for
there,
them?
so I was basically out there in Miami with them in that same house. We didn't stay there, but that's where we would pull up every day. During the time we were there, creating records. There was a lot of different writers in the house. Danity Kane was in there. Day 26 was in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we were just cooking up. So got me going. I already had that record before I pulled up in Miami. Like Diddy had heard it and went, woo, like selected it. He's like, yeah, I like this joint. So that was a blessing. You know, Danity Kane, now they were around, and I worked with Cassie as well. She was around too.
Okay.
So actually she wasn't in Miami, my fault. That's a different story.
Talk about that after the Danity Kane situation.
Bet. So Danity Kane, yeah, they needed a bridge for a song called Two of You. They needed a bridge for it. And I got them bridges.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I got them bridges. So I just hit up the bridge real quick. Got them points on that record. And that's what it's all about. Being able to get in, handle your business, go with the flow. It was a pretty good bridge. I'm not gonna lie. It was one of my better bridges at the time.
I want to put you on the spot. I may say, yo, can you give us the bridge or?
You know what's crazy? I would give it to you, but I don't remember it.
Okay.
I remember that it was flowing nice though.
Okay.
I remember it was flowing nice.
And then get into the Cassie situation. How was it working with Cassie?
That was cool. I was living in LA. And at that time I was linking up with Diddy. He was working on, I think, Last Train. No, actually, I'm lying. Must Be Love. The song Must Be Love.
Okay, I remember that song.
Cassie featuring Diddy.
Mm-hmm.
While we were in Miami, they said, Aion, oh, by the way, we got to do this. We need you to do something. Like, this song's already written, but we need you to come up with a different melody. The way that you would do the melody.
Right.
Like, all right, bet. So I just took the lyrics and they put the beat on and I said, knowing down away, then I'm going, unafraid, don't let me leave. I turn it on me. I know it must be love.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we just came with it. We just came with the R&B flavor and took it to church. And Cassie, I guess Diddy liked it, like what I came with. He knows what I'm trying to. Diddy knows that I'm always trying to pay homage. He knows that. You can hear it in the melodies things I'm trying to. Even when I'm singing right now, you asking me to sing, I'm like going in.
Yeah. You gotta let the people know, man. You know what I'm saying? You got talent like that. You gotta let the people know, man.
Yeah. Make the people them smile. The gal them smile.
So like when you working with Day 26, Danity Kane, and Cassie, was this all around the same time?
Yeah, it was all around the same time. It was all in the same from 2007 to basically 2011.
Okay. So,
So
how was it like going back to the Day 26 and Danity Kane situation, like in Miami? How was it with like all the cameras and stuff there? Because they were filming, making the band, right?
It didn't really faze me at all for some reason. Thinking back, I didn't even care.
Okay, yeah, you were just locked in.
Myself. I was young. I was feeling myself. I was kind of just feeling myself. I'm like, look at me. Of course, put a camera on me. I'm signing Brian Michael Cox. I'm taking flights every weekend. My girlfriend's bad. I live in LA and Atlanta. Yeah, put a camera on me.
Mm-hmm.
I got nothing to hide at that point.
True.
I'm from Toronto. Like I'm poking my chest out when the camera comes. You know, yeah. I was trying to rep.
So, okay, so at that point in time, let's take it back to that point in time. How did people view you? Because back then, I don't think people really knew what Toronto was, right? So like,
yeah, out there.
How did people deal with you at that time?
Exactly like that. They was like how they was like, so let me get this straight. You got a Jamaican accent, but you talk kind of Canadian, which sound kind of straight. Like you talk kind of really, they're trying to say you talk kind of white. I don't know. You know, you got that Canadian accent, it's very clear and clean to them.
Right.
The American accent is like, you know, talking about.
Yeah, it's
hey,
different.
boy, say, pat me that right down there, pat me that there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They don't even say the S or anything. So they were just like, I think I remember my girlfriend. She said her mom said to me, "Are you from the United Nations?"
Oh shit!
She was like, "Are you from the United Nations?" I was like, I just laughed about it. I did feel very especially the fact that I'm not like it's not like I'm a Toronto man that went out there that was a street man.
Yeah.
Come with the things and I didn't grow up on set. I grew up just doing music.
Yeah.
You have different elements to the culture. You got the streets, you got the church. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got the streets.
Yeah.
You got and then you have like the blue collars. You got the blue collar. You have different types of Black people in the culture. Not just Black people, but just people of the culture, right?
Right.
So I think that was reflected.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have any other stories you can talk about when you were out there doing your thing? You know, you were Brian Michael Cox, you were P. Diddy, you're writing for Rihanna, you know, like Day 26, Dandy Kane, Cassie. So like, what else is going on at this time?
I can tell you another story. Let's go back to 2006. 2006, I'm working with 40.
OVO 40?
Yeah, we did some music together at PMAC studio. PMAC had a studio at King and Dufferin. And that's where 40 and Drake linked up too, started working.
Oh, so this is like where they actually met.
This is where they started working.
Okay,
not where they met, but this is where they started working together. Same place. I will go in there and cook up with 40. 40 had some, he would record me, you know.
Okay. Yeah.
Sometimes and he would try to help me, show me a lot of things about engineering, show me how to use Pro Tools and things like that. But yeah, this song called Let You Know, we did this song one night called Let You Know, and Ellie Reed heard it. And at this time, I had a relationship with Little X. He's my brother. Still have a relationship with him. Broski, he's the director from Toronto, legendary director. I had a relationship with him. He was his best friend Taj was managing me. So that was the relationship, basically, you know what I'm saying? So basically he was managing me, you know what I mean, in a sense. So he played the record for L.A. Reid. L.A. Reid heard the record, loved the record. X called me and was like, yo, L.A. Reid wants to meet you. So you got to come out here. So I took a Greyhound from Ajax, went to New York, and I met L.A. Reid the next morning.
Jeez.
Performed the record. I wasn't ready at the time. I still had my church clothes on. I had this ugly sweater. You know, the church sweaters, like it was like.
Yeah.
The man that couldn't even give me our gears before I went to go see L.A. All about the gear. Like you got to be swagged out, you know.
Yeah.
To fit the bill. But yeah, that's a cool story. Like, cause I met L.A. Reid and I performed for him in his office, and his office had a white. It was all white, like furry, like carpet, and it was like white.
Jeez. For the people who don't know, who is Ellie Reed?
L.A. Reid's the biggest exec in the game, biggest Black exec of our time. You know, of our time period, L.A. Reid is one of the most powerful execs in the music business, and he's an absolute G. He's just, yeah.
Ellie Reed's no joke.
He's just a Teflon. He's just one of the Teflon dons of the music industry.
And also, I have to add to that, to what you were saying just now. Back in the day, let the people know that it wasn't as easy as it is now when it comes to making music and getting on and getting signed. Let people know that you actually had to go to, like, you had to set up a meeting and go sing in front of.
Go see people and go.
Yeah.
pull up on them with the music. You know, I used to pull up on DJ Started from scratch. That's how I got played on Flow. People used to say, man, your song's on Flow. I'm like, I know. Because I went there and I took Justin Dumont out for lunch. And I was a friend to him. And then he looked out for me. You know?
Yeah.
So you never know. Somebody, if you go in there and you play some music for a DJ at the radio station, he might like it. DJs love music. They'll never turn you down.
Yeah.
Pull up on the station, say, hey, listen, bro, I want to play something. If they like the song, they're gonna add it to their station. It's their station.
So what were some of the songs you had in rotation on 93.5?
My first single ever was called Intox with Cardinal Official. Cardi sent me back the verse in half an hour. That's the story on that. Verse was one of the craziest Cardi verses ever. It's an exclusive song. I should make it an NFT for real.
Yeah,
me and my brethren should make it into an NFT. I'm saying that right now. When I get focused, I'm gonna hit Cardi and say, listen, I don't just like to hit his phone like that. He's the king.
Mm-hmm.
He's big broski and he's humble, but I still treat him, you know, like a legend. That's big Cardi. So, Intox. Let's say, I would say the biggest song was "Do You Right." You know, I would say "Do You Right" was the biggest song. And most people that don't know it, I always hit them with the "You should let me hold you down twice a day. And if you say the magic words, girl, I won't delay. Loving when you make that sound. So, you know, hey,
jeez,
play with it. Don't play with it. Play with me.
Okay. So,
but,
okay. Oh no,
right?
continue. My bad.
Fly away. No, keep going, bro. I don't mean to cut you
No.
off.
I'm letting you go, man. I'm letting you go.
Fly away. I don't know if people remember that one, but that was a mix that Scratch used to run it sometimes on the traffic mix. Remember back when Scratch used to shell down the traffic mix.
Yep, I remember them times.
Sometimes he would utilize my song out of nowhere because he wasn't even thinking about what song. He's just pulling the songs out, whatever he, you know, in the traffic mix. He used to just shell it. And so Fly Away.
Jeez.
It's a fly away.
Yeah.
No.
On to the next question I want to ask, since we're talking about music and, you know what I mean? What is your creative process like when you're writing music and making music? Like, how do you, for those like just coming up in the game and want to be a songwriter, how do you come up with your topics? How?
I go, I'll watch TV, I'll watch stuff that's popping. Whatever the top 10 videos are, I was watching them. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I was watching whatever genre you're trying to create. Go and watch the videos.
Okay.
Listen to the music and then draw something from that. That's going to spark something. I like that drum line. Boom, you go recreate it. Okay. Go recreate it your way. Music is a collaboratory thing. There's no such thing as stealing. You know what I mean? I think using a sample is really just collaborating with whoever was in that room at that time. You know, so that's kind of my creative process, is just drawing from something else. Or sometimes it comes from like a conversation. Somebody said something dope, or a dope situation, or a beautiful like view outside. You know, some of those nights you walk out and it's just like everything's just perfect. It just finished rain. The lights is just nice, and you just I walk on a swing. It's a vibe too for a song. It's all about that's now a part where it's like there's a settings that just happen. And a song might just come out of that sentence. Okay. Sorry for those people who don't understand patois. Get with the lingo.
I know you were talking about it a bit earlier. You touched on it, but where has music taken you? For example, like where have you performed, and
taking me to the highest
studios
heights.
You've been in? Like
highest heights, man. Highest heights. I performed in front of some of the most powerful people in the world, some of the richest people in the world, some of the most powerful people in the world. President Clinton, Richard Branson,
Jeez.
Catherine Zeta-Jones, I sang at her birthday party. Michael Douglas. Conan O'Brien.
Jeez.
You know? Hosted him when he was in Toronto when he was touring. We hosted him at the Sassafras in Yorkville. That's where I got my bones, in Yorkville. Yorkville is a place for singers. If you're a singer and you want to get some gigs and you know how to throw a suit on and sing Frank Sinatra, you want to get a bag, go hang out in Yorkville and say, and excuse me, go hang out in Yorkville and say hello to everyone you meet. And you're going to get big bags.
You're dropping gems right now.
Yeah.
Dropping gems
yes,
right
sir.
now.
Don't be afraid to pull up. Just make sure you represent properly. Make sure you represent clean. Don't come up in there trying to don't try to change the environment that you're in terms of like if you're going to a rich neighborhood, fit in. If you're going to a hipster neighborhood, fit in, but do it on your level. Do it on a level, you know?
I hear that.
You know what I'm saying? It's clean.
Has Aion ever been starstruck or nervous when you've been in the presence of all these people you've been in around?
Aion gets nervous and starstruck all the time, but yeah, I think I would say, yeah, for sure, man. I always admire people. I respect people. So even certain people that aren't superstars, you have a certain reverence for them. You feel nice when you see them. But I don't believe that people should be celebrities, you know, but it is something that you can't really change. But I just don't think that celebrities should be looked at higher than, say, the bus driver for the children. You know, that's an important job. That's a more important job than this person has to make sure these kids get from school to home safely. So I don't think anybody should be looked at higher levels. I believe that's a result of capitalism. Yeah. So the reason why I become conscious is because I know my money in the publishing and how things get run and you get cut short and these different things. And you realize that's the way the system is built.
And it's really messed up that the system is built that way, man. It's because especially with the rise of social media and stuff like that, everyone gets put into certain categories. You know what I mean? And it's like it's like a celebrity is like the highest possible status. Like people think like they're God, you know?
Yes. The reason why I was able to get into that space is because I never acted that way with these people. What's in your wallet doesn't, you know what I mean?
Doesn't affect you.
It doesn't cash me out.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to learn from them. These are great people. I want to be a great person. Not everybody thinks like that. It's not for everybody. But if that's who you are, you go out there and you challenge yourself. You put yourself in front of these rooms and you sing. When someone asks you to sing, you do sing, whether you're nervous or not. Because the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to become in that situation.
And you never want to miss out on an opportunity.
Never want to miss out on an opportunity. I sang. A buddy of mine made me sing a few months ago at a restaurant, and I didn't want to sing, you know. And he begged me, and I got up and sang. As I'm walking out, the gentleman said, "We were here planning our the most important event of the whole year is happening at this restaurant, this high-end restaurant. They hired me right there. I got a big bag. I got a big bag from that.
Oh wow! This is in Toronto or somewhere else?
In Toronto. This is in Yorkville, just like I said. Always in Yorkville.
Yeah.
Yo, I have 10,000 stories of me getting money just hanging out in Yorkville by myself because Black people ain't out there. They feel like they don't belong there.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't. Step your weight up.
Sheesh. Sheesh. I'm gonna have to head down to Yorkville. I'm not saying see what's going on over there.
Start feeling yourself. Go out there, man. Articulate, man.
Trust me.
Everybody can't be just in the office in a suit. Sometimes you gotta pull up in a suit and you're not from the office so they can see the flavor. This is how you act in the suit. Stop standing up so stiff.
Oh,
yeah, brother.
Shoot, I was gonna add a good question to ask you too. You know, damn, slipped my mind. Man.
Oh man.
It's all good though. But
it'll come back to you.
What are your top 3 artists you'd love to work with, dead or alive?
Top 3 artists I'd love to work with. I would say love to work with Bob Marley because of the spirit that he represents in music. I'd love to work with uh, Neil Young. Neil Young, he had a sick sound. I don't care what time period. I'll go any time period. I feel like
Yeah. That's why I said any
yeah,
artist,
yeah,
dead or alive,
yeah.
you know.
And I think definitely Marvin Gaye. Like I'd love him to make me a slap. Marvin Gaye, make me a slap, bro. Yo, Marvin, make me a slap, bro.
That's a solid top three.
Yeah, you know,
Solid,
yeah.
solid.
Imagine an album. Imagine an album with those three as the producer.
Jeez, that's magic.
That's the greatest album. That album that'd be the biggest.
Yeah.
You know, but you need a bag for that because you got to have the. You know,
Yeah.
that's serious equipment. You're using pulling out the Telefunken mic, pulling out the SSL. I don't even know if it's SSL. They use Neve strip with the the two tape. You got to record it to tape because it doesn't have the right. You know. That's what I would do with the bag. When I get the bag, that's the type of stuff I'm gonna be doing, man. You can pull up anytime in the studio, bro. I'm gonna have a room. We can smoke our weed. We can chill. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie, yo. One of these days when you're cooking up, I'm gonna have to come slide through there, just see the vibe and record the whole process, man. I want.
Brother.
You know?
Please, yeah. That's a vibe,
man.
actually.
Yeah,
that's a
man.
look.
Because I also see that you have a YouTube channel as well.
And yes, I do.
You know, you be doing your thing and stuff too.
Trying to get into that space.
You have to, yo. Because just imagine if you would have gotten to that space 15 years ago when you were around all these people. Like, you know what I mean? Yo.
But the thing about it, I'm still like, that's my life. I'll be chilling with my cousin them or my little nieces and them, and then somebody be like, yo, some craziness, like something crazy, like a huge superstar. So come sing right now for us. Like, come downtown. Man will send me a black car. Man will send me the black car and just come down there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. Okay.
Do the plugs. People love entertainers, you know. I'm always willing to sing a song with you, with everybody. That's the thing. That's singing. That's the love. You're opening up love when you perform. So everybody starts to want to sing along. And that's what the world is all about.
Oh, I remember what I was gonna ask. So if I may ask, do you still have a relationship with all these people that you were speaking on before? And do you have anything that may be in the works coming up in the future?
I have a lot of things in the works.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot of songs done and written. I'm building a catalog because really I'm behind the scenes writing songs for major artists. I'm still getting those big placements, those Rihannas and those Diddy's and those, you know. So
I was gonna ask if we can get a little sneak peek of what's going on, but if you can't really talk about it, I don't want you to really touch on it,
Yeah, me and Christian John right now, I could just spell it out. Like me and Christian John right now, we're just cooking up hit after hit. Working with a series of producers, just a few, one or two or three, like three, four producers right now. We have some beats and we have all of our work ahead of us. But we're cooking up some great R&B music from like, I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah. I don't want you to do that either.
We're just making some great R&B music and we're looking to sell some and we're looking to possibly come out with an EP. It would be nice for me to come out with an EP, just given my whole life journey. It would be nice to have a project the way I like it and done.
I think that'd be dope, man, because you've been through so much, throughout your life and stuff like that. So I think if you were to put together an EP, I think it'd be dope, man.
Yeah, no, 100%.
People really need to hear that. You know what I mean?
100%. I would love to do it. I just don't know, what the vibes are going to be yet, but I want it to be organic and representative of the fact that I'm a musician. I'm not a celebrity or a recording artist. I'm just a musician. Like, I'm trying to catch a vibe.
And another thing, those songs you recorded back in the day with OVO 40 and Drake and them, are any of those songs ever going to see the light of day, or are those just tucked in the vault?
The songs with Drake and them, they all came out already. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
They all already did their thing. Okay. I told you one of them got me to meet him with Ellie Reed.
Yes.
One of the first few of them with Drake, they were his staple songs at the time. for that time period, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
that helped propel the initial part of his career, and then he came with the comeback season. I think one of my songs was on there. One song that I wrote was on the comeback season.
Which one was that one?
Don't You Have a Man?
Okay.
Don't you have a man?
Wait, aren't you featured on that one, right?
Trying to be my girl.
You're featured on that one, right?
Nah.
Oh.
Can't believe it. Yeah, Dwelle's featured on it and Little Brother.
Okay.
But it's they took kind of removed my vocals and he just sang over what I had.
Oh, okay.
Made. I didn't get credit for it.
Jeez.
Which would be nice if I could get that. That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
It would help me. It would help. It would put me. It would just get a lot of things sorted out in the business.
Mm-hmm.
My publishing out, they're holding up my bread because they're not. When you don't have that respect anymore, because I'm not in the building anymore over there at Warner Chappell in terms of when Brian was there and we were all signed.
Right.
I could have pulled things, but now there's nobody on my file. So when someone gets fired on the building, you're signed. You just there.
Yeah,
you're just comes in, they already have their own interests and their own people that they gotta take care of.
Damn, yo, that's crazy, man.
So I'm just working my way, finessing my way, trying to
get back,
get that sorted. We're close.
Okay,
some Texas is getting cut.
That's what I like to hear. You know.
Yeah,
that's what I like to
100%.
hear. So, since you were going back and forth between like Toronto and the States, do you find that the States has more unity than it does back here in Toronto?
Oh man, it just has more structure. It just has a structure of the business. They're more business minded, more money minded. Here it's more attention minded. There's not a lot of money going around, more tension going on here. True. That's one of the things I noticed about the Toronto scene. A lot of people are in certain positions, but they're not monetizing what they do. They're not asking for what. They're not negotiating. They're not being like me, being a little jerk, being hard, turning down certain gigs, things like that. To shake it up. Ask for this number. Yeah. You say you wanted 5,000, tell them you want 7,500. Make them give you 7,500. Learn how to negotiate. The money's there. These are all tax write-offs for these big companies. So you get involved with them, whether it be on a commercial level, whether it be just to entertain them whenever they have their special events, whether you become friends with the owner, you're a musician. Cool guys always get it. Like the guys who run the businesses love artists and stars. Like walk in the room with a little swag.
Right.
They love that energy. So when you're there, that energy, good things happen.
It's true. I believe that.
Yeah, brother.
If you never had a love for music, what would you be doing?
Man, I'll be doing steel. I'll be doing construction.
Okay.
I'm good with my hands. I got those, my father's from Jamaica, my mother's from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm coming from the lineage of the hardworking slaves that were never even paid. So I have that natural want to use my hands, whether it be, you know what I'm saying? I do steel, so I can do high rise. You might catch me on a high rise, bro. I do music.
Jeez.
All that's after all those things that I mentioned I've done. When money wasn't flowing during COVID, I learned this trade. I learned the trade, and it's called rebar and steel. And I got into it because I'm strong enough to lift metal and steel and stuff like that. And I got into it, bro.
Yeah, talk about that, man. Elaborate on that,
man.
Because it's that's stuff I'd like to hear too. It's like, even like you said, if money wasn't flowing during COVID and stuff like that, and especially with all the stuff you've been through throughout your life, you still said, yo, let me just not lay back and be lazy. Let me get out there and learn something new.
Big man thing,
Yeah.
Big man thing. I just said, no, I want to be productive. My family's done enough for me. My family's done enough for me. It's time for me to do something for them. Yeah. I'm a male. I'm strong. I'm young. Let's do something productive. I just said to myself, how can I make money? I don't like the concept of 9 to 5 because I know the numbers per hour. And those are crazy numbers compared to what I was getting when I was doing the corporate events, right?
Right.
So I wanted to find what was the highest number I could get. And I heard that rebar was paying good numbers per hour. talking about 40, 45, 50, you know what I'm saying? Other type of things like that. So I was like, yeah. I was like, you know what? I already go hard in the gym anyways. I'm the type of man, like right now I'm kind of scared. I had COVID, I'm sick. I haven't worked out in like 4 months. Normally I'm, I'm hedged up. I'm hedged up normally. But yo, I got into it, man. I just figured, you know what? I can lift this weight for 8 hours. You just gotta pace yourself, bring the right lunch, bring your right gear. And I already love doing construction. So in the morning, I'm up. 4:30 a.m. I'm out the door. I'm in my work truck, pulling up on the site. What's up, guys? What's good? What we doing? Cold outside. We in the winter, 7 days a week outside, 8, 9 hours.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Handling business, building Walmart, building high rises downtown.
It's that mind state, man. You gotta have that mind state.
Yeah. Not about what you're doing. It's about how you do it and enjoying it. No matter where I am, I'm gonna enjoy what I'm doing. You know, I'm gonna find a way to enjoy it. So I was in the church, I was in a strict situation, and music was my escape from the strict situation I was in growing up as a youth. I wanted to have more fun, but I'm glad that my parents didn't open the door and let us outside in those neighborhoods, like as I mentioned, Jungle, Dana, Finch, Scarborough, certain ends, you know?
Yeah, of course.
Parents kept us inside, kept us in the church. So, but it was boring for us as youths. So I was like, nah, I just said, no, I'm going to sing for the gal in that church. And give praise to God. Nah, but it taught me a lot of morals and it gave me a lot of good temperament to catch myself when I'm slipping. Some people don't have that gauge. Gave me a little consciousness, not get myself in trouble.
That's good.
Big man. Yeah,
that's good. I like to hear.
Big up to my mom and my pops, Denton and Sheila. You know, big up to my whole family.
Big up.
Brother, sister, cousin them. Yeah. Auntie them. Sound like a real West Indian man now. Right?
Oh, another thing. You touched on that you had COVID. Talk about that, man, because I never experienced nothing like that. And I know, we see that all over the news, people dying and stuff like that. So what was your mind state when you caught that?
It was conscious. I was just making sure that nobody else around me. First thing I did was just call everyone else. I think first thing you do when you know you have it, go get a test. And then if you find out you have it, call everyone that you've been in touch with and just let them know that you have it. So, they're supposed to go and repeat the same cycle. They might not.
Right.
But you just make sure you do your due diligence, right?
Of course.
And I sat down and I bared the pain and I realized like this is something that could kill somebody. I'm stronger. I don't have those weaknesses. So I didn't have the same level of symptoms. But I did realize that it's a serious thing because it affected me mentally. It really did slow me down a little bit. I could feel it. I thought it was just the stress of working on the site, but you got to always go get checked when you're not feeling well. Go and get it checked. Nowadays, a lot of people are not getting sick from the cold. So if you're feeling that type of way, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be that.
Damn, that's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that's the information I would say to the people that like, just move proper in the times we're in. You don't have to. I know they want masks and I get it. I get it. I'm not privileged, so I don't. If the man say put on a mask, I'm cool with that actually. I don't want everybody just seeing my face anyways when I'm on the road. I can brush through.
True. I hear you on that. I hear you. Yeah, I have one last question before I let you go.
Oh man. Party just begun now.
We can stay and chat.
No, brother. No, man. I just enjoyed it. I just really enjoyed it.
Okay, yeah, me too, man.
I appreciate all the great questions and
no problem, man.
Giving me a voice to speak, man. Appreciate that.
Anytime, man. Anytime. But yeah, for anyone listening and watching this and may want to follow in your footsteps, what advice would you give to them?
Always be willing to teach what you know.
Okay, I hear that.
Always be willing to teach what you know. Yeah.
Okay.
That's all you have to do.
Okay. Say it one more time. Let the people know again.
Always be willing to teach what you know.
I like
You
that.
know?
I like that. I like that.
Yes,
And
sir.
one last thing. Give your socials and where people can find you. Like, what's your Instagram? You know, if you have Facebook, your YouTube.
Yeah,
Where are they?
appreciate that. Aion Clarke, the legend. So Aion, Clarke with an E, the legend. That's both my Instagram and my YouTube page. Those are the only two pages I'm using. Oh, I do have a Twitter page. It's just Aion Clarke. So follow me on those three platforms, please. Check out my vlog. Um, and just enjoy it for what it's worth. It's going to continue to get better as it's building. And yeah, man, I'm just here to try to inspire everyone. I'm here to just try to educate everyone on some of the mistakes I've made and some of the good things I've done, and let you know that you can do it too. You know, that's what it's all about. That's the point of me telling all these stories. I'm not gloating or being cocky. I'm saying I'm just a guy from Scarborough, from Toronto, West Indian first generation guy. And I had these aspirations, and I believed in God. I believed in myself, and I just put it out there. And anybody can do it, you know? So God bless.
Thank you again, man. Thank you so much for coming on my podcast. You know what I mean? I
Yo,
really, really
thank you for having
appreciate
me.
it. You didn't have to do it, but I'm glad you did. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I think people will enjoy it too when they hear it, man. So
Man, I
thank you.
appreciate you, brother. We cut from the same cloth, man. So I had to pull up. You're a real one.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And I do hope to have you on again, man. Trust me.
Man, we definitely gonna have to run it back. We'll do one in person at the
Yeah,
studio.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for that,
Okay.
man. But
Yeah, brother.
but yeah, I know you probably got some songs to cook up. You know what I'm saying? Some songs to write, record.
I do. I
I
do.
mean, I don't want to keep you here all night, you know what I mean? So yeah, I'll holla
Yeah,
at you
appreciate
again,
you,
bro.
bro.
And yeah, stay safe, and yeah, till next time.
You already know. God
All right.
bless.
All right, done know, yo.
Ah.
You know what you do to me. Alright, not a game, girl. Please do not play with me. Don't play with me. Yeah. Hey, you got what I like. It's so tight, it's so new to me. If you by my side, don't you lie. Keep it true with me. You know what I like, yeah. I think you my type, yeah. Enough with the talking, come with me. I do you right, yeah. You got that, What I'm thinking, I just might, yeah. You got that, What I'm thinking, I just might, yeah. You know what you do to me. Don't make a fool of me. Show me that you different, girl. Just keep it true with me. You know